As we talk about the playoff standings, we should note that Kevin Harvick will also advance to the next round as soon as he takes the green flag. That will leave 12 playoff drivers going for 8 spots. Today, their season is on the line. Let's hear from some of them now, these drivers in white. Dave Burns, you're with one of them.
That is Ryan Blaney. He is just above that cut line. What sort of sense does that give you going into a very unknown afternoon?
I don't know, not the best sense. Obviously, we'd like to be locked in, but and you have that in the back of your head of who you're racing and where you're at compared to them. But I think if we just go and try to run up front and do well in the stages and finish well, that other stuff take care of itself. But you know, we can't relax today. We can't just ride around. We got to be pretty aggressive. And
how do you look toward this race and feel confident?
Well, it's been crazy all weekend. Guys have been getting into the fence, getting into each other. It's been a wild weekend. We've had some guys go to some backup cars because of this right here, that backstretch chicane. Bubba Wallace hit this tire barrier. They since adjusted this tire barrier, but look at the damage it does to that race car. It's still there. Guys can still get in that tire barrier as Jones did in practice earlier this weekend.
And you see how it launches the car when it hits those blue turtles. It just launches the car. Look at what they've done, though, since then. They've moved this wall. This was practice on the left yesterday. Today, they've moved it away. You still have to go over those blue curbs, though, and that's going to launch the car, and that could damage the car. But the trouble doesn't end there, Junior. I say it every week. Restarts are crazy, and I think today it's going to be even so much more so. Yesterday in the Xfinity race, we saw one of these restarts just overshot the restart, got them in trouble.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, head coach of the Carolina Panthers, Ron Rivera.
Hey, race fans! Y'all ready to Roval? All right, then here we go! Drivers, start your engines!
Second, Radio 1. Final got a copy now. Keep fire open. Ready your ties. Fire.
Sherry Pollux is the pace car driver. Martin Truex Jr. Sherry Pollux have been dating for many, many years. Sherry Pollux is driving the pace car because it is Cancer Awareness Month, and Sherry Pollux has been fighting ovarian cancer for a number of years. And so she is the pace car driver. That's actually the reason why the car that Martin Truex Jr. is driving is teal. Side by side, green flag in the air. We're racing at the Roval.
Good clean start. First time these guys have been through here too wide.
Real good start for Kyle Larson. Up to second place here, putting the pressure on our leader, Kurt Busch. The tight line Kyle Larson has. He has a good wide entry. Look at him, almost in position to make a look for a pass there. That was pretty competitive there, pretty aggressive.
You want to lead the first lap the first time at the Roval, man. That's historic stuff. You want to be the first guy to lead a lap here. Kyle Larson's going to put a ton of pressure on Kurt Busch.
That and the track position, just getting in that lead, because watch them as they go through this turn 11 and turn 12. They'll start to gap each other on the exit of that corner, and as they run around the oval, turn 3 and 4, you'll see that gap increase.
Speaking of learning, check out back here, Michael McDowell, Daniel Suarez trying to go side by side in a very tight side of the racetrack. Suarez all over the curbs, the turtles.
Little damage, ripped the front fender apart.
New race leader. It is the 42 of Kyle Larson. As we went to break, it was the 41 of Kurt Busch out front, but this is how it changed hands.
It's a really aggressive move to jump up on the outside in the banking, and then he's got the preferred spot. So Kyle Larson, we can see he had a faster car than Kurt Busch, but Kurt did not make it easy on him.
Yeah, Kurt's struggling in the banking of the racetrack. The turns 3 and 4 through here, he's really, really slow.
I didn't think the banking. There you go, move into turn 1. Smartly, Kurt just saying, take the spot, you're faster than me. It's just not a good place right now to contest a pass.
First caution is out. Stanton Barrett in the 51 has slammed into the turn 1 wall as we see the safety crew working on getting Stanton out of that car, and you can see the brake marks, the skid marks. That car went straight into the wall.
How odd it is to get into that corner. You really can't tell where you need to brake or where you're at.
Stand there, just a little too fast. on the brakes and locked him up and just head on in the wall. And it's a very deceiving corner. You see that wall just collapse.
8 laps to go in stage 1. And Steve, a lot of people are going to ask, why are guys coming to pit road now or in the next 3 or 4 laps when they just had an opportunity under a caution to come? But that's the strategy at this place.
Yeah, so basically the question is now, there's 3 different thoughts. Some guys have pitted like A.J. Allmendinger. I imagine he's going to run to the end of the stage. But up in front of him, a bunch of playoff cars. Really, 1st through 8th are all playoff cars. They can stay on the racetrack, finish in the top 10, get those stage points we discussed. But to have a better chance at the race end, you would pit with 2 to go before they close pit road. You know a yellow's coming. That would instantly kind of bundle them all up. Look at the 20 right here. You mentioned they got stacked up. Dale Jr., well, the upper nose of that 20 car definitely smashed in.
Let's take a look at it. We got the replay right here of that restart. Jones way over there on the outside. Allmendinger makes 3 wide. That forces Jones to have to make a decision on, and here's the roof camera. And just running the back of Byron.
Making it 3 wide right there.
So the second he gets to the start-finish line, pit road will be closed. So if anybody tries to come after about right now, pit road is closed.
Yep, you're right, Rick. So he shut it down for all these other drivers. So that answer has now been set. Larson, Kurt Busch, Boyer, Truex, Elliott Johnson, and Kyle Busch, and Alex Bowman in 9th. All of those playoff drivers are going to try to finish somewhere in the top 10 to get those valuable stage points.
Wedding present for Kyle Larson and Caitlin. Stage 1 win. Kyle Larson got married on Wednesday and now has won stage 1 at the Charlotte Roval. Here's the battle for 1 more point. Ryan Blaney, how aggressive does he get? Bowman gets him by a car length.
Riding along with Kevin Harvick when we were talking a little while ago, and I saw him with his glove out of the window, and I'm like, what is he doing? And I think it's so hot inside these race cars, he just got his glove off and trying to dry it off from his sweat. You saw him moving his hand on the seat and on his leg, just trying to get his hand dry.
Marty mentioned the leader, 42 of Kyle Larson, is going to come on pit road, make his first pit stop of the day. I would imagine with this strategy, it's going to be a 2-stop strategy. Now it's just avoid any penalty or pit mistakes.
He also knows right behind him, Clint Boyer, Jimmy Johnson right now in 8th, Boyer in 10th, and you saw those points a moment ago as Jimmy Johnson's going to try and get another point here, another position to get around Austin Dillon. 1 point right now separate Clint Boyer and Jimmy Johnson. He's aware that right now that 14's behind him. Make that 2 points now that he's gotten around the 3.
And it's not over yet. There, Jimmy Johnson's able to clear the 3. The 41 of Kurt Busch saw an opening, now tries to take advantage of that. They dive through 3.
Clint Boyer trying to make that same move. Austin's going to make it harder on him.
Guys like Jimmy Johnson.
What's wrong with William Byron here?
Slow on the track.
He out of fuel?
Potentially out of fuel. Where did he pit last? Byron pitted on lap 22. He should have plenty of fuel right now.
You have to wonder if he was just helping his teammate, the 48, trying to let him go.
He's got something going on.
They have a tire coming apart.
Yeah.
It looks like the right front's a little bit low, Steve.
See it bouncing the car?
Right front tire issue.
And he runs down the wall.
Almirola, that's Almirola.
Almirola avoiding it, gets into the wall hard.
And now if I'm any other car with the 24 and a flat tire, I'm going to come to pit road if I think I can make it.
Pit this time, pit this.
Going up the racetrack on the flat right front, Aaron catches him and just hits the wall hard.
24 has made it to pit road. If you're wondering if that car might bring out a yellow, he actually cut through the Legends car track portion of the front straightaway to get to his pit box.
For what it's worth, they were planning on coming to pit road and short pitting this stage anyway. They were outside the top 10, but this is going to hurt, taking a little extra time to pull those fenders out for the 10 car.
10 points. Oh, now we're hearing the 10 of Eric Almirola. Has a tire violation as well. He's going to have another penalty. That's going to be even more costly when it comes to points. But as I was saying, the top 8 are all playoff guys. They are battling for those stage points.
And Chase Elliott has been hounding, as you see there, the back of the 3 car trying to make up points here. And if he's going to get it done this final lap, you see how close he is if he gets into him. Maybe he'll make a move here down to 1.
And we have the 2 cars spinning and the
78 as well. Keselowski and the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. are around.
Now the 78's going to stop just in front of the 2 because he missed the chicane. I think Brad will do the same. You're better off to stop. You can't have another penalty. You just have to be conservative. You hear the spotter opening behind the 4, trying to get cars back on the racetrack.
You know, I don't know if they really had to stop there, but let's see what happened. Keselowski in. Oh, both guys just in way too deep. Like the 78 was in too deep, and Brad
Brad was judging off of him.
Yeah, using him, and he just both ended up driving in too deep.
Those two guys are in position. They are positioning themselves to win this race.
But when you wreck through the chicane, you didn't gain anything by that. I don't think they had to stop.
Ryan Blaney for the final time through turns 16 and 17. Jimmy Johnson just behind him. Ryan Blaney is going to win stage 2.
It's an aggressive move right here from Suarez. Jimmy Johnson behind him thinking, please don't wreck. What's Jimmy going to do? Trying to get a good run.
Oh, look out.
Oh.
That was close there.
Ty Dillon in that 13 car just didn't time all that right.
Let's take a look at this and see what happened. He didn't spin out. Chris Buescher has some bad damage on the front of his car, and I believe Chris Buescher was very slow, splitter on the ground. Austin had to avoid him, and I think that outside line is very dirty. We have not been running outside of that bottom groove very much this weekend.
Back up through the gears as they dive into turn number 1.
This is an important restart. Both
Allmendinger again, 3 wide.
Oh, man. Almost takes out Denny Hamlin with that move. 4 wide back in the pack. I was going to say this is an important restart for Kyle Busch if he wants to try to win this race to get in front of Kyle Larson. Going to have to hustle to get up there and put some pressure on him. Oh, look at that.
Owen.
He's got a lot of tire smoke there with a rub from that damage.
The right side.
Getting into the 11 car from that restart. We got a replay of that restart. Let's take a look at it.
Here you go, A.J. Allmendinger made this work earlier. Makes it 3 wide, drives in the corner. 11 car does not have any idea he's there.
Allmendar's a pretty good little road racer.
The 3 has hit the wall again. Austin Dillon slamming the wall as he came out of 17.
And that right front tire is not rolling. This is heavy damage for the 3 car. The track stays under a green flag condition.
More than likely, this is it. This is the end of his hopes of making the playoffs. You just heard we're done.
Well, that tells me Denny Hamlin in a must-win, the 20 in a must-win, the 3 of Austin Dillon currently well below the cut line. Man, there's a bunch of guys racing to make the playoffs. Currently the 88, the only other car outside.
Keep coming back.
And now the caution has come out.
That's the way this racing is, man. Highest of highs, followed by the lowest of lows.
Here's how it happened. You see way up ahead, riding along with Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Remember, he had damage earlier.
It's pretty good contact, hard hit into the wall, blew a right front tire.
A tire or something, don't you think, Joe?
Yeah, I'd say blew right front tire, broke something in the right front suspension. Car went straight into the fence.
We've been talking about Jimmy Johnson and earning points by his good finish in the stages and also hopefully at the end of the race for him. He's thinking win. He's got a good enough car to win this race today, and he's driving like that. He's not driving like he's afraid he's going to make a mistake. He's driving like he wants to take this trophy home, and a win guarantees him to the next round.
He is definitely on the move. The 48 making the Chevy on the move look very impressive. Before the race, he was 6 points below the cut line in 14th. Currently, he's in 10th as the points and as they run. Oh, and around goes the 10 of Eric Almirola again. This time into the grass, and the 37 of Buescher also involved. Chris Buescher actually just taking some of the advertisement with him. Caution has come out again.
There's something you don't see every day.
You're looking for something from Echo Park.
Echo Park.
The traveling billboard.
I didn't know you could. I mean,
that's why you buy the billboards. Potential.
You just didn't know they were going to be traveling billboards.
Little added.
Yeah, this is what you hope happens when you pay for that billboard.
Normally we see this pulled behind an airplane, but here it's behind the 37 of Buescher.
This is a tricky little corner. The 37 gets off the track. So what happened to Eric Almirola here? Did he join him?
Separate issues.
Coming up over 6. Oh, wow. Did Eric get sent by the 17, I wonder?
Oh, Bojangles got spit off, though. Didn't get caught.
Bojangles, that should be $1 less on the next biscuit you buy. One of those things gets hit.
Hard into the gas and onto the brakes. Now Eric Jones a little.
Oh, look at Kyle Busch cutting the course.
That'll be a penalty.
Oh, man. That takes him out of the running to be able to win this race.
Well, there's a lot of racing still to go as we have still 38 laps remaining.
So he restarted in the 9th position. He goes here to avoid contact, but because he comes out in 10th, NASCAR deems it wasn't an advantage. They said you could cut the course to avoid an accident. They don't feel it was an advantage. He actually lost a position.
Brad putting the pressure on coming through turn 8.
So you want to try to back up a little bit to accelerate. He looks like he got a good run. Going to turn left, kind of shortcut it a little bit.
For the lead, Keselowski powering by Paul Menard. Brad Keselowski, who has never won at a road course, now has his hands full. Something wrong.
Yeah, he's got some damage on the left front. The splitter's knocked up. He's hit the blue curbs. It hurts you in those bank high-speed corners because of that splitter being so high.
Oh, it's almost the same way he wrecked the other day.
Here he is. Kyle Larson into the lead.
Keselowski knew it. Just slowed up, gave him the spot once he got
Oh,
it.
he's trying to get back.
Fighting.
Look at this. All right.
Crossed him over.
Side by side into turn 3.
Larson's got the preferred spot.
Oh, man.
Gonna push him out.
Look at that. Incredible racing. This will be tough for Brad right here uphill. Wow, he pushes, he drives it up in there. Oh, he knows if he rolls this outside here, he's got the inside line at turn 7.
Yeah, he's inside now. Now Larson's got to just try to set him up. Back up his entry, drive underneath him. Can he carry speed to the front, to the straightaway? No, he can't. Keselowski, man, he's into the next round of playoffs. He doesn't care. He just wants to win this race.
These three right here had 3 of the fastest laps the last time by, and you can imagine why. They are racing each other hard as caution comes out now. And what will that change? Brad Keselowski can certainly save a lot of fuel now.
Tom's heartburn turn for the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And the caution has come out.
Got heavy right side damage.
Under 8 laps to go in this race.
I'm more concerned about Boyer. Bowman and Blaney Boyer all stayed on the racetrack. They're on old tires, but guys, the 10 of Eric Almirola, who's also right at that cut line, he comes and gets fresh tires. It's going to be a 7-lap sprint to see if he can catch those old tires.
I like where Boyer is on the inside. That's the line you want to be on restarts.
And a race for the win as well. Keselowski on the inside, Larson on the outside. Back up through the gears they go. A little shove from Martin Truex Jr. And too hard through one. Keselowski, Larson both into the wall. They pile up in the Tums heartburn turn. Caution coming out again.
Had no grip or drove it. My fault.
Trevor Bayne in the 6 also involved.
We talked about these drivers. This is the first time they've been on old tires on restarts. The first time at this racetrack, you just don't have a reference to go by. You see Brad Keselowski, they all launched really well. Nobody really spinning their wheels much. Brad's in trouble right there. He knows he's in trouble, got the left front locked up, and now just nowhere for these guys to go. I think even the 18, he was in too deep.
A lot of guys really did have a lot of trouble getting out of the corner. That is so strange to have so many cars overshoot the same corner on restart.
Understanding a grip, you know, you have to trust that the car, even when they just, the 21, the 18.
So we've had a lot of laps without a restart through that turn. Guys continuing to run that bottom preferred line and dirting up that outside line.
Look at our guys battling for that last spot, transferring to playoffs.
What I'm worried about right here, Eric Almirola, he goes out of sight. Well, he gets caught up in it, and the 42 sitting against the wall. Look at the damage on the 42. Guys, we haven't talked about this, but he's only 18 points currently where he sits.
And Chad Knaus just gave him that update, Steve and Rick, a moment ago. He said, right now, where we stand, we're plus 8 points above the cut line. Again, we'll wait for scoring to refresh here in just a moment. But we're plus 2 laps on fuel, the most important part. So we should be good to make it to the end. And he told him we can go for the win here, Parker. The banking certainly will help him here on the oval portion of the track, but you guys are right. 5 points really separating these guys. This is going to be an interesting final few laps.
Coming up on the restart, it'll be 3 laps of racing to go. Now out front, can Martin Truex Jr. hang on to win, or will Jimmy Johnson snap the 51 race winless streak? Those two side by side. 3 laps to go from the Charlotte Roval.
They got Got to be careful getting into turn 1. We just saw what happened. They're going to have to check up, go slower than you think.
And see a lot of tire smoke, but back in the field, Martin Truex Jr. out in front, 2 wide now, fighting for that 4th spot. And a tiebreaker between the 10 and the 88 would go to the 10 of Almirola.
Almirola caught those 2 guys side by side. Unfortunately for him, oh, an aggressive move. Is this going to work?
Final lap. The 10 making contact with Suarez. The 8 almost goes around, able to save it.
That pass for Bowman over Elliott puts him in.
I think Jimmy Johnson has enough points. He can push the issue right here. We had a lot of people have problems.
The fight for the win, the fight for the playoff transfer.
He's going to have to come out of this chicane, turn 12. He's going to have to come out of there on the back bumper, that 78, to make a move in the braking zone of 16 and 17.
Yeah, so 48's only 7 points to the good, so he may not afford it, but
look, he's there. What a great corner.
Here they come through the final banked curve at Charlotte Roval. Now he goes to the inside. Here comes Jimmy Johnson.
Oh!
Locks the brakes up.
Oh, he's
and he's going to slide. He slides through the middle. Truex gets tagged. Now it'll be a fight for the finish line. Ryan Blaney in the 12 will win.
He stopped. He came to a full stop to make sure that he was good with NASCAR. Where's he going to finish? It's showing 1 point to the good.
Oh, my goodness.
And
we don't know. That's not definite. That's not definite.
Or crashing.
We will have to find out as far as if there is any penalties for missing the chicane.
Being in that position is difficult today.
48, 78.
This is after the race.
Look at that. That was after the checkered flag had been out. And Martin Truex Jr. showing his frustration. Again, this was the final 2 turns. They were coming up on 16 and 17.
Wow. Jimmy trying to get down in that corner too hard.
Now Jimmy stops here. Watch. Now, stop. So I believe the 48 is going to be good on his scoring, and Ryan Blaney sneaks through.
Jimmy Johnson driving hard in the corner, just too much speed. Truex saw it, tried to avoid him, just couldn't avoid him.
And Blaney sneaks through.
Wow.
Hustle it. You've got to beat the 96. He knew you had to get past the 96, and he ended up in a tie. There was a 3-way tie between the 42, the 10, and the 48. And this pass right here allows Kyle Larson to move on to the playoffs.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing.
Jimmy Johnson this year will not have a shot to make it 8 championships, Dave.
So we're just bringing that news to Jimmy now. With that finish, Jimmy, you are officially out. You will not move on to the next round. Describe for us coming to 15, knowing that there was 1 shot for the win.
Yeah, I was more worried about the win than anything else, and I hate that I started wheel hopping and took Martin and I out. That's the last thing that I wanted to do, and I put pressure on him into turn 3. He washed up, and I thought that I was going to be in the prime braking zone going into that final turn and have a shot at it. And when I went to the brakes, it started locking the rears and wheel hopping, and I didn't think I hit him at first. I knew I was spinning, obviously, but I guess I collected him in my spin, and certainly regret doing that. And then ultimately, you know, we were in a transfer position and didn't get it. So just going for the win. You know, it's these wins are so important, and you know, the veteran could have taken the safe route and didn't, and unfortunately, you know, took us out of the playoffs and took out the 78.
Ryan Blaney with a smile, and what a huge win here at the Roval.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. Sometimes it's better to be a little bit luck on your side, and you know, we put ourselves in that spot though, so I can't thank the 12 group enough for sticking with it all weekend. It was a long weekend and tough weekend, and just kind of avoided some stuff, and you know, you hate to see 2 guys get into it there and take each other out. 2 of the best cars all day, but you know, that's racing sometimes, and luckily we were just in the right spot at the right time, and cool to be in victory lane and move on to the next round. Thank you all the fans for coming. Did you guys like it? Good.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports. If you enjoyed what you just watched, well, it's time to bring the action and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel. You can have it all: news, highlights, interviews, and analysis. So go for it.